Morgan Freeman is doing a series of Netflix documentaries concerning faith and Christianity. One of them is having to do with an MRI scan, finding what happens to the brain when a person prays to Christ. And it says proof of God is real. Scientists studied brains of religious followers and stunned by results. This is by Callum Hoare on Express UK. Scientists are trying to answer the question of whether God is real. Were left stunned when they carried out an experiment on the brains of religious devotees. A documentary revealed, and the person that they're using here in this instance is the MRI scan on Morgan Freeman as he was praying. God is believed to be supreme being, creator of life, principal object of most faiths, and many have long argued over whether God is real and what the Almighty might look like. But thanks to the experiment carried out by Philadelphia-based neuroscientist Andy Newberg, we may be one step closer to knowing this answer. Dr. Newberg is a professor of religious studies, University of Pennsylvania School of Medicine, and he wants to know whether people can have a real connection with God. He revealed during Morgan Freeman's Story of God how he's using what he called neurotheology in a bid to prove God is real. He said in 2017, as we look at the brain, we can see very substantial differences when people are religious or spiritual. We can see what's going on in us as we think about God, experience God, and pray to God. We're looking for physical manifestations of God. Mr. Freeman then became the human guinea pig for this experiment, which saw him pray for about 12 minutes and then have his brain scanned by the MRI machine. Using a radioactive dye, the team could observe which parts of the brain Mr. Freeman used when thinking about God. Analyzing the results, Newberg said, these are your two scans side by side. You can see the frontal lobes here, and it's mostly yellow with just a little bit of red, whereas during the meditation, the whole frontal lobe has kind of blossomed. So if you're concentrating on something, saying a prayer or trying to connect with God, you tend to increase the activity in the frontal lobes. Dr. Newberg then compared the results with that of an atheist. He said, we asked him to concentrate on God. He was not able to activate his frontal lobes very much. So in fact, if anything, as you can see, it actually went down a bit. Even though they said they were concentrating on God, they were not able to do a very good job because they did not believe it. What that tells me is the key. The key is, do you believe it? The find comes after archaeologists believe that they may have found, this is one of the previous videos I did today, the Garden of Eden discussed in the book of Genesis. The biblical text describes a being location southern Mesopotamia, now known as Iraq. It references the rivers Tigris and Euphrates, suggesting the head of the Persian Gulf could be a likely location. Mr. Freeman said during the same series, it's an 11,000-year-old site that lies between the Tigris and Euphrates River. The biblical location of Eden, but it's called Gobekli Tepe. Mr. Freeman then spoke to Lee Clare, an archaeologist from the University of Cologne who leads the team trying to get to the bottom of the mystery, and Dr. Clare said we're now in enclosure D, the best preserved that we have here. So we've had radiocarbon data that they've come back as 9,400 BC. Okay, so it's about over 11,000 years old. There are two central pillars that stand in the middle of a round oval building, and on the walls surrounding it, at regular intervals, we see smaller T-pillars. Dr. Clare revealed the statues may be significant, adding they could be men or they could be gods. The T is the head, and then we have on the side arms coming down. You can see a belt buckle. They could be the first gods that people worshipped. I'll leave a link below for you for this. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.